AJ3 with the AJ3 Report. I'm doing my first Abners Angels interview here in New York City, my favorite city, and I'm with Miss Sabrina Athena. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I didn't know New York was your favorite city.
Yes, it is. The Big Apple. So
the huge apple.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities here. So it's definitely an honor to do my first one out of town outside of Atlanta. So hopefully I can get this open up the door for many more.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I respect what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. So the first question, how does it feel to be selected as an Abners Angels?
Listen, I know I fell from heaven and it hurt. It was like, oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm very honored, honestly. As a model in this big city, you know, we deal with a lot of pushback. We deal with a lot of upward hill climbing like any other profession. And it feels so good to be recognized. So I appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome.
To have an outlet.
All right. Good to hear and great to have you. And what are your modeling goals for 2019?
2019 is already, we're in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So that'll tell you, my goals are segmented.
Yeah.
So I'm looking towards really getting signed by a mother agency. I've been signed before. I've been working before. This is a restart for me. Mm-hmm. And having a new mother agency that's really going to understand and believe in who I am as a model is really my main goal. So 2020 will be hitting you over the head.
All right. Good to hear. You definitely accomplished that. And what was the first job you ever booked as a model?
Ooh, my first job as a model. You know what? I started off in Detroit. That's where I'm from, Detroit, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And we did a lot of hair shows, a lot of neighborhood-like shows. And so that was really the first thing I booked when I was 14 years old. A hair show with, oh my goodness, Kevin. Okay. What's up? I had a huge plane on my head. I was walking down the runway, 6'12". Okay. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
So I actually interviewed a few models from Detroit on my website. So it looked like Detroit pretty women, eh?
Yes, yes. And shout out to Detroit and all the models in Detroit. And believe me, when I have the opportunity to give back, I said I won't go back until I can give back and in a way that's meaningful. So I really look forward to mentoring and talking to other models that want to really get into the real nitty-gritty business of what New York City, Paris, Milan modeling means. Okay.
And what are some of the perks of working as a model?
Perks? Good question. Because honestly, it depends on the kind of modeling you're doing.
All right.
It definitely depends. For me, I'm a curvy model. You know, at one time there was a lot of curvy models doing music videos and things like that. There was a little bit of a shift in the industry. Yeah. We had to think of things a little differently. And coming out of that urban aspect, I mean, there was a lot of free clothes. That was a cool perk. You know, you get a lot of attention, but I don't know if I would consider that a perk.
All right.
You know, the attention that you would get from people with a lot of influence and money is not always a perk. You got to be very careful about how you handle that.
All right. Now, a couple of answers I do get, a lot of people say they're brand ambassadors, so they keep the clothes and stuff like that. So, good thing, too, for you all. So, women, you all got it made.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, the best advice I got, a man told me, he said, listen, half the things y'all want you too. Okay. So you got to just get with the program.
Yeah. And what physical features do you get the most compliments on, and what are you insecure about?
The same thing, my eyes.
All right.
My eyes, everybody's like, oh my God, can I touch them? Are they real? Yes, my eyes are real. They came with me in birth. But right up underneath my eyes are these bags. And I hate them, but I love them because without them I would, you know, it's character. Yeah. It's character. So I do get a little insecure about that.
Okay. And what was one of the best days of your life?
Man, you know what? I've had a lot of really best days. It's peaks and valleys. I think one of the best days of my life was when I participated in a pageant. I know it's like, what? But I participated in a pageant. I went to a HBCU in Austin, Texas, Houston-Tillotson University. All right. And the first time I ever did a pageant, I came out on stage. It was the Alpha Phi Alpha pageant. And I stepped on stage and the whole entire audience, nobody had ever seen me before. I come from Detroit. They call me Detroit. Okay. And I come out in my gown, in my evening attire, and the entire audience said, it was shush. Good. There was just no noise, and it was just like a moment for me, like, wow, I can't believe I affected the crowd that way. And I think honestly that's one of my most memorable moments too as a model.
All right. So you gave them something that they always remember, probably, also.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of cool stuff. I've really, I've worked on different shows, and I've done a lot of different, like, designers, but I think that was one of my most memorable because it was one of my first.
Yeah. And would you ever do another pageant again?
I would. I'm
Right.
not excluding pageantry. And
Okay.
pageantry and modeling are two different things. Like modeling and acting are two different things. But I think that I would. I think that pageantry is a beautiful thing. I think it just has to be the right opportunity.
All right. Definitely need more blacks in the pageant.
You
industry.
do know, Miss America,
Oh, yeah. I
Miss
saw-
Universe, Miss USA. Listen, we are killing the game right now.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So
Yes.
hopefully we keep it up.
Yes.
And what's the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you?
You know, you asking me stuff like, what's your favorite food, right? Because there's so many, right? So many embarrassing things. Oh my gosh, what can I say on the EJ3 report about embarrassment? Okay, a moment comes to mind. I embarrassed myself because I chased a dude around the club.
All right. Here in Detroit.
It was here. It was in
Okay.
New York. I didn't do much clubbing in Detroit. It's, again, the same way modeling, acting, pageantry, all these different things, you have different aspects. Clubbing in Detroit is different
Yeah.
than clubbing in New York. And it was a guy that I really, really liked, and he was ghosting me, and I didn't take kindly to it. And nobody else knows about it because I never spoke on it. This is exclusive. I was like, what the hell am I doing right now? And my girlfriend came and she's like, let's go over to this other table, but let's just go over here. I was tight the whole night. I ain't matter now how many drinks I had, anything. I'm sitting there just like this. And I mean, NBA, NFL, it don't matter. Actors, everybody around me. I'm like this. I embarrassed myself so bad. Don't do that, y'all. Don't chase no man.
Have you ever seen him again?
Hell yeah, I see him all the time. But the point is, you don't speak.
Okay. All right. And if you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be?
That's a wonderful segue, Abner. That's a wonderful segue. You know what, truly, I have a different theory about dating. I have a different theory about relations with men and women. Being in this industry, being born and raised in the black community, and I am biracial, but I say identify. You are who you come from.
Yes.
Flat out. Don't even matter. I'm black. And I feel like men, don't be so pressured to thinking that we always want to be pressured. I think women, all right. Let me restart. And I know there's not a whole lot of editing in this. This is raw. I love grassroots.
All right.
The thing is, I think men are fine as they are because they don't want so much pressure. They kind of just want to live and be.
Yeah.
I think women need to live and be too. I think that if I can change this question a little bit,
Yes.
let me give some advice to women. Yo, find your power. Get your passion together and go be about your business, and that man is going to love that.
Yes.
If you have yourself prioritized over being anything, a wife, if you have yourself prioritized over being a mother, and this is assuming, women, if you're already a wife and a mother, that's fine. But you have something to offer this entire world. You have an influence. God's put you here. Own that.
Yes.
And the brighter your light is, the more people are attracted to it.
Yeah.
And so that includes men. That's sexy because when you happy, all of a sudden everybody want to talk to you, and then you get with somebody, and you're like, well, nobody talk to me no more. What happened? I ain't cute no more. You looking for all this joy in this man, you gotta find it in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's my real advice.
Yeah. And definitely be trustful. Definitely trust them also too.
There's trust involved in that, and there's so many other things. But I'm telling you, really, it starts with you. And men, be courteous. And if a woman, you don't feel like she deserves your courtship or your courtesy or whatever it is that you feel like is investing in someone else, then don't waste it. Don't be disrespectful. Just move on. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Your ego will be intact. Just move on.
Yeah, plenty of women in Atlanta, so I can't imagine how many there's in New York with the 5 boroughs.
It's a different kind of woman.
Okay.
That's who it is. That's a different woman.
Yeah, we have some in Atlanta like that too, but like I say, everybody's not meant for everyone.
Listen, and another good piece of advice for men and women. If I'm gonna have, ideally, right? We think about this idea of what marriage is and what our society has put in front of us, right?
Yes.
So we think, okay, I want to have children with one man, but then there's a flaw there because we see our community, we have children with several men.
Yes.
And children with several women. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, that didn't go quite right. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, well, if I want to have children with one man, that means everybody else is going to be friends. Be for real friends.
Yeah.
It's okay to have friendships with other men and not be sexual about it. Be completely platonic, because we can build from each other. As a woman, I'm going to give it to one man, and all the rest of these men, I'm just not supposed to have any relationship with half of society?
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
You got to get your mind right. You got to get your worth in order.
Yes.
And once you figure out what your worthiness is about, then you can actually figure out what it is that you have to contribute to that man that might not be sexual.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a big issue too. We got to know how to build with one another beyond just, okay, you cute, I'm cute, we gonna be together and that's gonna be that. Don't put those expectations on folks so quickly.
Yeah.
You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And then you find out and you have another baby mama.
Yeah.
And we gonna move on.
Yeah. So I have to work with models, and I have to work with people in acting, and I know that's the same thing with you also too.
Just know that not everybody is that guy.
Yeah.
Not everybody's that girl. They might be attracted to you. It's okay to say, you know what, you handsome, but I can't do nothing with you.
Yep, everything good is not gold.
Exactly.
Yep. And what is one thing you feel like your life is missing?
I'm lonely. I talk all this stuff, right? But I'm lonely by choice. I'm very picky about how I let people into. I might find you're a beautiful, wonderful person, and we mesh well, and everything is great. I might even have sex with you, but then it's like, okay, wait, that you're not my whole man.
Yeah.
So now I gotta put you in a whole different. Like you might be for my life, but now I gotta reposition you. You might be supposed to be a mentor. You might be supposed to help me some other way, or I might be supposed to help you some other way.
Yeah.
So I get a little lonely from time to time in that newfound wisdom and understanding. And the more you grow, the more things you go through in life, you know, it's like don't be judgmental of yourself. Just take those lessons and put them towards whatever it is going to be next. Because you have something great that's bigger than you or your misery or anybody could ever take away.
Yeah.
So that means every morning you get up, there's something new for you to do towards that destiny, and not let anything or anyone else get in the way. So therefore, I end up being lonely. I need a companion dog or something.
Okay. Well, you modeling, you acting, so you definitely will find you someone. But in the meantime, continue to grow and get your name out there, get your IMDb credits, and love to get you on the scene. So you got your opportunity now.
Yeah.
The video interview, but like I said, it comes. The next man definitely be happy once you get him. You can travel the world.
You ever notice there's a lot of single women out there with cats, and you be looking like, where these old men at that's single and lonely by themselves? And don't be so many of them, right? Because they get a younger girl and be like, I'm fine. I got food, shelter, TV. My life is good. That's how I be.
Yeah. Like I said, I meet a lot of models that's pretty and they are single, but they doing anything, they working until they find that one.
It's a focus. It's really a focus, and it's a self-discovery. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's for me, and I don't project my cause on anyone. If they ask me for what you think, I'll tell them. But at the end of the day, for me, it's like I know what my distractions are, and I know where my pitfalls have been.
Yeah.
I've been modeling since I was 14 years old. I'm not 14 anymore.
Yeah.
So I know that throughout that process, I'm blessed to still be here.
Yes.
And therefore, I can continue to make the same mistakes.
Yeah. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, my last relationship, I was in there for like 4.5 years, so I had started writing and stuff towards the end. I was writing back home, but not like I was in Atlanta. So I think I started out with like 30 articles. I'm over like over 300 now. So I'm in the acting game now, so that was newer to her. So now the next person I'm with, the one I'm with now, I had the acting credits, I had the writing credits under my belt and stuff like that. So I came, they already knew the expectations for what they were getting into.
It's an interesting industry.
Yes.
And it's hard to date in this industry because if you date outside of the industry, say you date someone in the military, you date someone in a different, profession, it's not quite understood the long nights. You know what I mean? You got to have someone who has that open mind and understanding.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, yeah, do you have a model? Or you date someone in the industry? Like, now I have a regular girlfriend that's been there for me. She's not a model.
There ain't no regular about that. That's
superb.
Yeah. That is excellent. Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, nothing like that. But
Yes.
she's not, and I didn't meet her. We worked together. That's how we got a chance to meet. So I don't have to have nobody in the industry or nothing like that. I got enough contacts and networks in it.
Listen, God know.
Yeah.
God know what to do.
Yeah, so when you
Even
get
when
there,
you don't.
Yeah, so when you get there, you have your modeling, your acting background, and your production and that, and they'll know you be ready.
Yeah, and you know what? I look at someone like oh my goodness, my man. You know what? I'm not even gonna drop his name because in my head, it's been a long weekend.
All right.
But Randall from This Is Us, him and his wife.
All right.
They have an amazing relationship. She's right there next to him. They've been through college. They've been through Lord knows what all they've been through, but they have their own thing. So for me, it's not about, oh, I'm acting, I'm modeling, I'm doing so much with television and celebrities, all this other stuff. That's my ministry.
Yes.
It's just so happens to be what I've been created for, and I'm certain of that. But outside of that, you know, it's who am I? What are my challenges? What helps me to come from a depressive state?
Yes.
That's who you want to put into a union with you. Someone who you know is going to be able to hold you down and bring you back into a state of productivity when it's hard, and vice versa. It's support. It's a union. That's what we want.
Yes. Yeah, so she's definitely very supportive, and when I have my sickle cell battle, she's always there with me, so it goes a long way.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yes, so,
that's amazing.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't have no one in the industry. I got no contacts. I interview enough and be around celebrities all the time, so I'm pretty sure you'd be around more than me.
Oh, listen, they got their issues too.
Okay. Yeah, and the last question of why I ask everyone, how can everyone keep in contact with you on social media?
Absolutely, so please, feel free. My page is not private, okay? Sabrina, like the witch, but I'm not a witch. Sabrina 2_ Athena, like the goddess, okay? So definitely check me out on Instagram. All of my modeling information, all of my production information. I love to cook. I do yoga. I have an amazing brand, and I would love to share it with every single last one of you. I hope that, you know, shoot me a DM. I'm really nice in person. and I'm really nice on there as well. So let me know what you think.
And do you have any IMDb personal web page or no?
The IMDb credits, they're kind of like, well, here's the thing. I'm divorced.
All right.
And my name has changed, and my legal name is Sabrina Athena.
Okay.
So my credits have to also then transfer, and that takes a process. My credits are for production assisting, it's for production managing, production coordinating. So I do a lot of work behind the scenes. I had to learn how to create my own content in order to be noticed.
Okay.
Because being tall and curvy is not popular to a lot of actors who are short and not.
Yes.
They like to tell you, oh, you gotta be short, or you gotta be this, I gotta be me.
Yes.
Because whatever God has for me is for me, and whether or not they tall ain't my business.
Yeah.
So, long story short, my credits and all that stuff, much more coming. And right now I'm working on 2 digital series, one that I'm actually acting in called Bubbly Brown Sugar. Please check that out. They have their own Instagram page, and then I'm also production manager for a web series called Love My Roomie. Digital series called Love My Roomie. We're wrapping up production on that as we speak. Actually, it's a meeting that I was running late from. Okay. Coordinating everything on that. So I love what I do, and I will continue to do it until I can't do it no more.
Yeah. Well, definitely can't wait to see those series when they come out. And hopefully one day we'll maybe work together in New York and you come to Atlanta.
Oh, I'll definitely be in Atlanta. Like come June, we'll figure out some stuff to do for sure. And I appreciate. Listen, if you don't get people giving you money to do what you want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You got to do it yourself. Don't let anybody tell you that this is not for you. My biggest advice to any model out there, any actress, someone who's interested in getting into the industry of entertainment, be you. Because the wave is the wave, and the wave crashes at the shore, and another wave comes, but the water is always the same. Be water.
Good advice. And anybody can do it. All right, so thanks for coming on here. Like I said, my first interview outside of Atlanta. Definitely enjoying the Big Apple. So,
New York!
So thank you for your time.
Big
and
lights.
I'll see you all later, and take care, and God bless.